Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jared Johnson. An 80-67 NC State ended Texas Tech season in the first round of the NCAA Tournament on Thursday night. It was a very frustrating game. If you're from the Red Raiders perspective, NC State really controlled the game throughout, really, especially on the interior. DJ Burns, Middlebrook, Dara, all their bigs basically had almost career games, especially Middlebrook and Dara. It seemed like Texas Tech was content with singling up despite being undermanned in terms of size. And, they never really, maybe only once or twice did they actually double down on DJ Burns, their big 6'9", 275-pound big man. And, NC State feasted. On the other end, Texas Tech's offense just was out of sync almost the entire game. Joe Toussaint did some nice things in the first half. Chance McMillan hit a couple of nice shots. But other than that, Texas Tech had a hard time getting any momentum on the offensive end. And even when they got open shots, they just shot poorly throughout the game. And, that's the recipe for defeat. I was disappointed that Texas Tech didn't make a lot of adjustments, it seemed like, at least from my vantage point. It didn't seem like there were a lot of things done to counteract what NC State was doing on both ends of the court. But, on the other hand, you also got to tip the cap to the Wolfpack. They've been hot. They won those 5 games in the ACC tournament. That doesn't always translate to the NCAA tournament, but it certainly did for NC State against Texas Tech in the first round. That being said, and that game being what it was a huge disappointment, and I get it. I think everybody associated with Raiderland, with Texas Tech, was very disappointed Thursday night and is probably still disappointed Friday morning. I do want to say, like I said in the preview video and what I've said on the board on Inside the Red Raiders, this season overall has been an overwhelming success. This was a team that was easy to root for. It was a resilient bunch that overcame a lot of injuries on the court, plus some drama off the court. Grant McCasland showed that he can coach in the Big 12. The Red Raiders finished tied for 3rd in the regular season, which was a great achievement any year in that conference. But this year, where they did appear with all the adversity they had, the way they were able to overcome it, the X's and O's part of it for the season, I was really impressed with the coaching staff. And now it's time to go portaling. Joe Toussaint's gone. Warren Washington's gone, and I think that's what that is. I know that is the first objective, is replacing those 2 critical positions, point guard and center, through the portal. We have a thread on Inside the Red Raiders. Now that the season's actually over, things are really going to heat up. But I expect the Red Raiders to add at least 5 via the portal, if not more. And, I do think Chance McMillan went on the record. It's reported that he expects to return. Same thing for Pop Isaacs. Hopefully Darion Williams. And then from there, we'll have to see how the rest of the roster, whether it's retained and or not, and how many changes there's going to be. But that's the new normal. You basically overturn your roster almost every season. So just the fact that you're going to have at least a couple guys come back. You have to see what happens with Kerwin Walton, Lamar Washington. You would think might take a look to get some playing time somewhere else, but I don't know that for a fact. Will Devin Cambridge come back and play for Texas Tech after the injury? Will he have season eligibility remaining, and will he stay with Texas Tech? So all those, there's a lot of questions in the air, but I do feel good in terms of what Grant McCasland and staff did in terms of going through the transfer portal last recruiting cycle, adding a bunch of really good players, bringing those guys together, adjusting on the fly throughout the season, all the adversity I mentioned, and Texas Tech winning a lot of games. The first round exit and the way it happened, nobody wanted, of course, but it's the tournament. This is real life that happens. They ran into a buzzsaw as NC State, and Tech didn't play well. So that's how you lose by 13 points, like they did against NC State. I do think the future is bright, but again, college basketball is year to year. So let's see what happens in the transfer portal. We'll have it covered for you on Inside the Red Raiders, and then we'll look forward to next season. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.